Hello and welcome to another Friday night mountain bike race vlog. This is the closest race to me, so it was only a 25-minute drive rather than usually an hour, which means I don't have to rush as much after work. It was another hot evening, so I kept my drink cold until I got there when I filled my water bottle up. I signed on and then went for my warm-up, so this is what the lap looked like. So I started by turning left onto the field. The finish line is just to the right, so this is almost the start of a lap. I've raced here before and I've done this course in both directions. I'm not sure which way I prefer. We follow the field boundary down the slight slope, and then at the bottom we turn right and follow the other edge of the field boundary, which starts going uphill. It is very dry and therefore quite a fast course. Although it was generally hot, the crop was so high that it was causing a shadow, meaning I was riding in the shade, which was nice. This is a good spot for spectators because there will be various riders coming in different directions doing different U-turns. The course mainly follows the edges of the fields and then enters into the first section of woods, which we zigzag through a lot. My aim was to get through this section without losing too much time and ride through the corners as smoothly as I could. In the race I did relatively okay with this, apart from one lap where I had a lot of men around me and I didn't quite take the line I wanted to, but that's fine. It doesn't look as though I took this tight turn at the end very smoothly, but actually it wasn't quite as bad as it looks on camera. And after a lot of zigzagging, we finally start making our way out of the woods. There is a bit of a ramp out of the woods, but you can't really see it on the camera because of the light. And then we enter into the field again and follow the edge of the field. We turn another corner, which I seem to take really wide every time. That is probably not the best line. We then ride up this bit, make a U-turn at the top and follow the hedge down the other side as well. And then it was into the second section of woods. Did I mess up this section every time in the warm-up? Yes. How many times did I mess it up in the race? Only once, I think. But it was only a very quick unclip, move the bike and then get pedalling again. This section of woods is shorter than the other one, but it's a lot more complicated. And then you've got the Ditch of Doom, which I totally messed up on the first attempt. I think last time I rode it was in the opposite direction, but either way you need to avoid the tree with the tape on. And we haven't ridden through it every year because if it's wet we can't race through it. We've got a bit more zigzagging through the woods and then it's time for the second ditch. It doesn't look so bad on camera, but you go down, turn right, follow it through the ditch and then back up straight on the other side. and then I cut across the field to get back to the start of this section of woods and give it another go. The better line for the second bend I messed up last time is as close as you can to the left-hand tree and then very slowly sneak it round without hitting the hedge. And then you go over the log and towards the ditch of doom. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Whee! I made it into the ditch okay, didn't quite make it out, and I almost fell as I unclipped the wrong leg. Just like last time. Yes, I'm sorry. After a couple more times practicing that bit, I decided I best carry on with the route and continue towards the fields. This little sign is warning of the large ditch to the left-hand side along the hedges. Last year there was less grass and vegetation in this area, and it was all muddy and you could see the slope of the ditch, which I did not enjoy because it looked too scary. This year with all the grass it didn't look so bad, even though the potential of falling in was the same, so everyone stuck to the right-hand side, but it was a bit bumpy. And then, as we approach the finish line, there's one more obstacle with a bump up and then ride across and go down that. I remember when I used to struggle with that, but not anymore. After the finish line, there's one more feature to get back to where I joined the course originally. And with a bit of time to spare, I continued on my second lap, but cut across, so did about a quarter of a lap, including the section just before the finish line. Now on to the actual race. There were only 3 ladies on the start line with 2 youth girls as well. I got a decent start and was in second for the whole race. For the first couple of laps I could see the rider in front of me, but then she got away, and I had a lovely battle with a couple of the men instead, where I would ride away from them on the outskirts of the fields and they'd catch me up in the woods. Overall, I'm happy with my performance. I felt I didn't do too badly on the technical bits, including the ditch, which I managed to ride through a couple of times in the race, but not all of them. This is the penultimate race in the league, and I think finishing second in this race settles me in second for the overall league, which I'm really pleased with. The rider who is first in the league standings but didn't race today has been brilliant and won the 6 rounds required to get a perfect score. But there have been a couple of riders I've been battling alongside to try and claim second in the league. I thought I'd get caught before the bell lap, but I ended up doing the extra lap, which meant I was racing for about an hour and 15 minutes. And then it was time to go home. We went home a slightly different way along Bumblebee Lane. Thanks for watching, bye!